Former President Trump and all of his 18 co-defendants have now turned themselves in to the Fulton County Jail.
All right, every single one of them had their mugshots taken, including the former president, who's already trying to raise money off the image where he is seen with a scowl.
Fox 5's Sharon Crowley joins us now with the latest on the case and the significance of this photograph. Sharon.
Yeah, Ashley and Steve, it's the mugshot seen around the world. Even President Biden was asked about it today. Former President Trump is now using his mugshot to raise money for his campaign. Political strategists that I talked to tell me Trump is hoping his image in the mugshot inspires more loyalty among his supporters.
Former President Donald Trump is already using his historic mugshot to raise money for his campaign. Moments after being booked at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta, Georgia, Trump posted his mugshot with the caption, "Never Surrender," on X, formerly known as Twitter. Trump's stern expression, political analysts say, is intentional.
He's communicating to his supporters that he takes this very seriously, that this is something that all of his supporters should take very seriously.
Basil Smikle is a political strategist.
When Donald Trump talks, he talks with a language that suggests they're not targeting him, they're targeting his supporters, they're targeting his followers, and that the people charging him are making attacks on democracy. So through all of that narrative, this mugshot is certainly going to be used as an opportunity to continue to promote that kind of sentiment among his supporters.
I think the message that he's trying to convey is, even though in fact he surrendered, he is saying never surrender. I think that may not be lost on some people, but he's trying to exude confidence and strength.
Jeremy Saland is a criminal defense lawyer and former Manhattan prosecutor.
Any client that's going through a process in the system, the criminal justice system specifically, I tell them to take the matter seriously and be stern. You don't want to have a smiling face. You don't want to look like you're glib or you're taking this as nothing but anything but serious.
Former President Trump and 18 people indicted along with him, including his chief of staff and former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, have all turned themselves in before today's noon deadline. They're all facing charges they participated in a wide-ranging illegal scheme to overturn the results of the 2020 election.
Well, next, the Fulton County Superior Court judge in Atlanta, Georgia, is expected to set arraignments for each of the defendants, and that'll happen in the coming weeks. And that's, of course, when they would appear in court for the first time and enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, though it's not uncommon, especially in Georgia, for defendants to have their arraignments waived. Steve.
Very well. All right. Thanks, Sharon.